I first had the idea to start Supply when I was living and working in Africa. I traveled around East Africa for work, and I saw communities that were suffering from disease. And when people think about how to prevent disease in places like sub-Saharan Africa and elsewhere around the world, they often think about medical access. And while medical access is very important, what stood out to me was an even bigger access problem, one that could do just as much good, maybe even more. It was simple, it was cost effective, it was something I could tackle myself without being a doctor. It was soap. It was getting soap in the hands of people that needed it. And that was really the starting point for Supply. Everyone uses soap. Most people take soap for granted, and they shouldn't, right? We use it every single day. We're putting it directly on our skin multiple times a day. And our skin is our largest organ. We know that up to 60% of what we put on our skin can be absorbed directly into our bloodstream. Those of us with sensitive skin, we don't have the luxury not to think about what we're putting on our bodies. And I'm someone that grew up with eczema. I had soap in my life, obviously, from a young age, and it was an irritant. So I know from personal experience that the heavily fragranced soap next to the guest bathroom sink and the iridescent soap in public restrooms can cause irritation and rashes and redness. And it can be to an extent that someone with sensitive skin will simply not wash their hands. And so when I decided to start Supply, I knew I wanted our soap to be able to be used by people with sensitive skin like me. My mom is a cancer survivor. Any family that has gone through that or that is going through that knows that there is a long list of items that they need to be careful of, and soap is one of them. Interesting, right? It's because most soaps on store shelves are actually detergents. They are extremely harsh, and when you're going through chemo, your immune system is down and your skin is incredibly sensitive. And so what wasn't causing an issue previously, suddenly while going through treatment, was causing irritation and itching and redness, and she couldn't reach for the same soap she was using. Fragrances were also a problem. Any kind of scent caused her to have extreme nausea. And at a point when she was needing to wash her hands more than ever, she was unable to find a solution. So when I decided to start Supply, it was so important to me that we create something that was mild enough for people with sensitive skin like myself and chemo patients like my mom, but that was effective enough that ER doctors were reaching for it and ranch hands in Colorado were reaching for it. And those last two are actual Supply customers, by the way. Supply makes improving and saving lives as simple as washing your hands. Every 8 ounces of soap sold is tied to a $1 donation that helps make hand washing possible and gets us saving lives.